Funerals, death notices. The person in charge of the funeral prepares the death notices, which are then inserted, often by the mortician, in one or more morning papers in large cities, and, if thought advisable, in any evening papers that carry these notices. If the death takes place in a suburb, the notices are carried by the nearest large dailies, likely to be read by friends of the deceased. When the person who has died has been very well known socially or otherwise, it is probable that major papers in his city already have a prepared obituary on file, which may need merely to be brought up to date through telephone checking with a family member. Each paper has an editor in charge of this kind of news, and the placing of the obituary is his cue to get the facts from a family representative if the paper considers the death generally newsworthy. As in the case of weddings and engagements sure to be considered news, it is wise for someone familiar with the details of the deceased important activities to prepare that information in written form as soon as possible, as such news runs the day of the death or, at the latest, the day of the obituary notice first appears. Although the information is usually called for over the phone, it is certainly better to have it written out for ready reference, as in many cases all papers call, as well as wire services. Additional stories, when a person has been prominent, often run on the actual day of the funeral. The age is usually not given in a death notice, except in the case of a child. It is often mentioned in accompanying news stories, but need not be, especially in the case of women.